Good day, mates. Lost here, and welcome back to Asagao Academy. Last time, we experienced what the lifestyle of Continue is like. The continued lifestyle, so to speak. It is very lovely. And then we had an interview on the PB&J show, where all went swimmingly, right until our arch nemesis, Mimi, decided to make a plot involving asking a question that should not have been asked on the show. It was a terrible time, but I think we survived, because it scored us a date. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, it's him! It's totally him! You look great. You look absolutely gorgeous. Don't worry too much about yourself. Just have fun, okay? Paul's knock came at the door again, and there was nothing for it. I was going on a date. I hesitantly pulled open the door, for some reason afraid of what I would find, but there was Paul, a smile on his face, and a buzzingly nervous energy about him.
Hey.
There you are. You about ready to go? I nodded and slipped out the door, trying very hard not to open it too much. Unfortunately, I didn't succeed. What's Mai so excited about in there? I shut the door quickly. Oh, you know, Jared. He laughed. Yeah, she's had a crush on him forever, hasn't she? How'd they even get started?
I don't know.
I don't know. I never asked. Once again, a short pang hit me. I made a mental note to talk more to Mai about her life, not just my own. That. I wasn't as self-centered as all that, was I? I hope not. Paul led me out to campus, then headed off in the direction of Higanbana. So, Higanbana's got a mall out here, just a small one, but it's where the video game tournament is held and where most Asagao students hang out. You'd think, considering the money Asagao brings in, that Higanbana would have grown by now, but nope. Still a small little mountain town. Stubborn as a mountain, not for sure. I nodded shyly. Paul was as talkative and friendly as ever, casually pointing out unique features of the local area or giving small tidbits about the times Nick smacked a mime, and Josh garnered the ire of several Russian gangsters. Okay. Someone needs to make a fanfic about that. You sure do seem to keep busy, all of you. Yes, keeping busy. Stirring up the ire of gangsters. Paul shrugged.
I know, right?
Maybe it's a mixture of our personalities, but trouble seems to find us. I swear we don't go out of our way or anything. That'd be crazy. After being around them for several weeks, I found myself wanting to argue, but bit my tongue. As we entered the mall, I side-eyed Paul, who was glancing around curiously. This was a date, right? Not. There was no way I was going to ask, though. If he said no, it'd make everything a million times more awkward. I know how you feel. Girls and boys going out alone together was definitely a date, right? Discarding all of the friends who did that kind of thing, that was... This time, Nick and Josh weren't around, so...
Hey.
There's a really good pretzel place nearby. Wanna go get something?
Yeah.
Sure. He led me around the corner from the main entrance where a small pretzel shop touted prize cheese dip and extra salt. So, don't tell anybody, but you know that Jimmy from Hidden Block? I nodded. He swears up and down that he isn't related to the founder of this pretzel shop, but my family actually knows the CEO, and that's so false. Yes. Yes. I guess they just want him to grow up as a normal kid. It'd be kind of destructive for him to know he's the heir of a pretzel empire, want to pursue his own interests and all that. Fun fact, there's a place in real life called Wetzel's Pretzels, and Jimmy's last name is Wetzel, even though it's spelled differently. So, guess they're calling attention to that. Oh, speaking of Hidden Block. We reached the front of the line, and Paul leaned towards me. What are you getting? His closeness was intimidating. He smelled like shaving cream and tangerines. That's... interesting.
Just a regular pretzel. No extra salt.
He nodded. 2 of those, then. I pulled out my wallet, but Paul already paid the cashier. Embarrassed, I mumbled my thanks.
Thanks.
What was that you were saying?
Oh, hidden block. Well, I was thinking about just plan for the election.
I don't know if that peaked the mic or not. Sorry if it did. Paul screeched at me, holding his hands out like a cymbal-crashing monkey. We are not allowed to talk about the election today. Do you understand me? We've done enough preparation for the past couple of days. We deserve a break, especially after yesterday. The cashier handed Paul our pretzels with a side of cheese, and he led me over to a dining area opposite the booth. I was trying very hard not to smile like a giggly little girl, but I was not succeeding. If we weren't allowed to talk about the election, then this definitely was a date. Oh, man. Paul glanced across the hall, watching people stare into the windows and children tug on their mother's arms. So, Hana, what do you think is more important, honesty or integrity? I almost choked on my pretzel. Paul slammed me on the back of his hand, and I took a large swig of my bottled water.
Where is this coming from?
I'm trying to get to know you better. Well? That. Was this his idea of small talk? There's nothing small about this. Yeah, you're right. This isn't really a small thing.
Well, what exactly do you mean by honesty and integrity? Some people would say they're similar.
Honesty is telling the truth even when it's hard. Integrity is, I guess it's sticking to what's important to you, even when it might screw everything up. Well, this is interesting. So, I'm the type that tends to be brutally honest, but I'm not sure if that's what we're going for here, or if it's just... I think Paul strikes me as the type that would be honest, and I think it'd be a good idea to go that way. I mean, integrity is good too, yeah. There's definitely time for that. But I think for now we want to be honest, so
Honesty then.
that makes sense, but then how does honesty work?
What?
Can you lie without speaking?
No? Wait, yes? Wait, why are you asking me these questions? I feel like I'm treading all over again.
Paul sighed. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Man, I suck at this.
No, it's not that bad.
To be honest, he really did suck. What kind of first date had such a hostile atmosphere? I popped the last bit of my cheesy pretzel in my mouth as Paul scanned them all again. I've got an idea. Come on. He'd head off a bit down the way, stopping at some kind of booth with a curtain.
Here, Ikura?
A photo booth. Come on, get in. I slipped inside the booth, and after a few seconds, Paul joined me. It was quite small inside, and we scrunched together just to fit. The machine slowly kicked up, choices flickering across the screen. Single, couple, group. I leaned forward and clicked the couple option, a small ripple of pleasure creeping across my shoulders. Get ready for your photos. 3, 2...
What?
Crap, I'm not even in the frame. Come here! Paul wrapped an arm around my shoulder and pulled me closer towards him. I looked up at him in shock and... click. Make a face.
Right.
I scrunched my hands up against my cheeks and puffed them out, while Paul buried his face behind my head. Click. Look at your face.
My face? You can totally see up your nose in that one.
Those came out wonderfully, and Paul split them in half and gave one to me. Here, something to remember your wonderful president by. He winked.
Remember, you're not going anywhere.
You never know. I'll flee in disgrace when I fail the election. Really, Paul? Do I have to have the same conversation with you as I had to with Hana? Really? Okay.
Oh, we're not allowed to talk about that, remember?
Ah, man, what's the point of setting the rules if I can't even break them? In the end, we had a great time. Paul stopped asking me those weird questions, and instead we window shopped. Frequently, I went to a store and Paul vanished from my side. I'd search all over for him, just to find him hiding behind a coat rack or the like. I wasn't sure why he was doing it like that, but if that was his way of flirting, I wasn't going to complain. I was happy just to spend time with him. By the time we made back to Asagao, it was well beyond curfew. Paul and I were forced to dart from building side to lamppost to avoid detection, giggling all the while. Go, go, go! He sprang up the way of the Primrose house and I flung the door open. To my surprise, Paul followed me in. I turned to shoot him a questioning glance and he grinned. What kind of man would I be if I didn't walk you all the way home? Then it struck me. I nodded and led the way up the staircase to the 3rd floor. He wasn't going to kiss me when he dropped me off, was he? I never kissed anybody before. I didn't know what to do. I definitely couldn't do it out in the hallway where anybody and their pet dog could walk by and ogle. Pet dog? Really? Are those here? Suddenly terrified, the conversation stopped, and we walked down the hall to my door in odd silence. When we reached it, I turned to face him, blushing furiously. He smiled down at me. Thanks for the fun time, Hana.
No, thank you, and thanks for the pretzels. They're really warm.
Paul nodded.
Like your head was in that picture.
Alright, see ya.
Then, I'll see you tomorrow at our next meeting. He turned and started off down the hall, but I balked.
That's it?
Paul stopped in his tracks. What's it?
You're not going to kiss me?
Hana? You're being very blunt. Absolutely dying now. I can only stare at the ground. When had I become so forward? When had I become so brave? I think the continued lifestyle will do that to you. Kiss you? Why would I do that? Oh no. No. I froze. I wanted to die, or transform to a rodent and crawl under the crack that separated me from the sanctuary of my dorm room. But Paul was staring at me, and I had to answer.
Because this was a date?
His eyes widened. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, this wasn't. I can see why. Oh no. Tears pricked my eyes and I blinked rapidly. Oh, Hana, He glanced around and approached me again, lowered his voice. I wasn't trying to date you. I was just trying to get some of your mojo. Who the heck are you?
What?
You think I'm Austin Powers?
You were trying to get my mojo?
Paul nodded solemnly. The interview last night, I thought it was a complete, utter disaster. I was furious. But when I went back to the dorms, I was stopped by people who complimented me on it. They felt like they got to know me more than ever before, and your starting answer to that last question made them feel for us, for the campaign as a whole. See, you've just got this thing about you, this something that attracts attention, and you're all warm and comfy and real all the time, you know? I'm not good at that. Not just yet, so I was hoping to get it from you. What? Paul? I struggled hard not to shove him away from me. Here I thought he was generally interested in who I was, but instead he just wanted something from me? He was trying to get something from me? I buried my face in my hands and Paul awkwardly patted me on the shoulder. Sorry about that. I stepped to the right and his hand fell away.
No, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Good night, then. You fucking pulled it.
Hana.
Hana. I stepped into my room and slammed the door in his face, slumping down against it. Mai, who had bounded up to meet happily, now flew to my side.
Hana.
What happened? Do you want to talk about it? I shook my head. After a few seconds of silence, I heard quiet footsteps outside of our door. Paul finally left.
I hate boys.
I sighed and joined me sitting against the door. You and me both, sister. I spent the next few days desperately avoiding Paul and the rest of Continue. Nobody asked me any questions. Either I told him ahead of time what was up, or Paul did. Either way, it made me even less eager to show my face back at the table. Instead, I focused on catch up on my schoolwork and tournament practice, two things that had fallen completely by the wayside in favor of helping Paul with his campaign. Speaking of tournament, how many points do I have? Wow, I have 30? Holy shit. Okay. I think I'm doing well in the tournament department. Both were just 3 weeks away, and I was getting increasingly nervous. Would I be able to win the tournament in my current state? I'm sure you will. Would Paul be able to beat Jeff and win the election? Every time Paul crossed my mind, I got cross myself. Why did I still care about some guy who was clearly just using me for his own benefit? Why was I okay with something like that? Why wasn't I angry at him? Why did I still care about the things that made him happy? Even more than that, why were new campaign strategies still popping into my head the most inopportune times? Why did I miss meeting with them and debating strategy? Why did I almost feel like I wanted to go back? I was taking lunch by myself nowadays, not having the heart to ask Mai to separate from Jared and join me. In a way, it was nice, peaceful, meditative, without the chaos and the feeling that people were always watching me. Somebody feels like... Sometimes feels like somebody's watching me. No Rockwell today. I told myself that I was just getting in touch with nature, with my inner hippie. I leaned my head against the rough bark of the tree behind me and closed my eyes. Shizuka wouldn't miss me if I took a little nap, right? ... Something had fallen from the uppermost tree branch, laying before me with ninja-like agility. I recognized that laugh. I threw my hands up over my hair to protect it, only to hear a rather familiar laugh.
Hey.
Why do you always do that when you're surprised? It's not like I'm going to give you a concussion or anything. I lowered my hands and frowned. I would debate that, sir.
Why on earth?
Well, Hana. Nick scratched the back of his neck, searching for words. You've been gone from the club for a while, and I kind of... Well, I needed some help with my homework, and I wanted to ask you. I stared at him.
I'm not even in your grade.
Right, but, you're a scholarship student. You clearly know better than the rest of these Asagao peons. What? The face of... not... taking this. Not understanding. Nick grabbed my hands and held them against his chest in a way that was all too familiar to me. Please, Hana, I need your help. Only you know how to deal with me. Everyone else just gets frustrated and gives up.
Fine. I'll do it, okay?
Yeah.
Yes! Ugh. Nick screamed and punched the air.
Goodbye.
I'll see you in the library after class, okay? Don't bother changing your mind. Goodbye. It was too late. It was off, sprinting across the field and out of earshot. I couldn't change my mind without hunting him down.
To the library it is, then.
After class, I found Nick just inside the library, standing with a papier-mâché flower in his palm. Oh god.
Hi, ready to get studying?
Yeah, definitely. As he searched for a small table we could have to ourselves, Nick fidgeted nervously, twirling the flower in his hands. We finally settled on a small table in the back corner of the library, secluded and quiet. I took out my books, completely unsure of what to do or where to start. We were studying The Legend of the Two Kingdoms, in which an ancient kingdom was split into mirror worlds, and a hero had to unite them, or something. The fourth years, on the other hand, were running some kind of weird democracy simulator. Well, I think I know what game they're talking about.
So, you said you were having trouble with the judicial branch of government, right?
I peered at my books, looking for anything to help me, when something slid into my field of vision. It was the flower. Nick slid the paper flower in between the pages of my book. I took it and glanced at him.
Thank you?
The face of skepticism once again.
No problem. It's because...
He flushed.
It's because you're as beautiful as a flower.
Oh, Christ. I thought I was bad at puns like that and references. I nodded slowly, setting the flower gently to the side.
Ahem. Anyways. Across the world, democracies can be split into different branches of government, one of which is judicial. In America, people elect people like Trump to be idiots.
Oh, I'm sorry, what did I say? Nick, ... Nick was smiling at me and nodding, slight giggles escaping him every now and then.
So, the different branches are necessary because the system of checks and balances is supposed to handle who has the power, so no one person or group gets too much of it.
A dreamy sigh fled from Nick's lips. I pursed my own.
Are you paying attention?
Right, absolutely. Nick nodded happily. He seemed content just to sit there and look at me. It made me really uncomfortable.
Anyways, I don't think I can help you much more than that. I don't understand this all that well. We're still in basic myths and mythology.
Nick sat up in alarm.
I need help with my math.
I shook my head quickly, stuffing my books in my bag.
I'm terrible at math and geography and all our subjects, so...
Fucking lie. Wait! Nick grabbed onto my jacket sleeve just as I was about to leave. Wary, I turned to face him. So... I wanted to ask you. I winced, really not wanting to hear his question. Are you and Paul really dating? I blinked rapidly.
What?
What?
Well, I heard the interview, and there are all those rumors floating around, so when I asked Paul, he just chuckles and shakes his head, and since he isn't giving me any information, I decided to come to you.
He hasn't said anything about it?
About what? Then you are dating him?
No, I'm not dating him. We're purely platonic.
I cursed my stupid stutter, always butting in when least necessary, but Nick nodded with childish glee.
Oh, good. Alright, cool.
Good! I'm glad to hear it. Wait, let's repeat that. That was great.
Oh, good. Alright, cool.
Okay, that's great.
You are?
Yes, I would be cynical about this. Yeah, I mean, didn't want romance to complicate the lovely friendship quadrangle we've got going on. Ow. That hurts me mathematically.
I think you mean a rectangle.
See? I could use your help. Oh, God.
Sorry, I forgot that I have a very important game to be playing.
That is great. I tugged my sleeve out of his grasp, but he stumbled out of his chair.
Hana, wait!
Mr. Murphy, I do think you know the most basic rule of any library in existence. Excuse me. I need to come up with a voice for a librarian. Right. Sorry, ma'am. I spat out of the library, a smile tickling my lips. If Paul hadn't told anybody, that meant my humiliation was only known to me and him. All the fears I had, all the reasons to avoid the group, faded into the background. As horrible as it would be to face Paul again, I was ready to do it. It was time to get back into the game. Oh, it's this game you're getting back into. The next day, I stood again in the lunch line of Mai, gathering a motley assortment of fruits and vegetables on my plate.
It's not gonna be weird, is it?
I mean, I told them you were having lady problems, which is true in a way, so I doubt they're gonna go asking you tons of questions. You know how guys get all squeamish about that kind of thing? I know what you mean. I nodded. Despite the fact that Paul hadn't told anybody, I was still terrified about facing the club. No, if I was honest with myself, it was with facing Paul. He knew exactly why I avoided him for almost a full week. The election is drawing nearer and nearer, and as pressure ramped up, I vanished. What a responsible campaign manager. If he didn't already hate me for trying to force a kiss out of him, he hated me for being irresponsible. Still, part of me was a little bit mad at him for trying to use me the way he had. I latched on to that thin thread of anger, using it to power my shaking legs towards Noroboots' table.
Hana!
Hana, you're back! I was getting really worried about you. Are you feeling better? If you needed help, you could have called on me. I would have gotten whatever you needed in a heartbeat. I fail to see how you would help with that business. Maybe in your route it would have helped. I laughed nervously. Gerard's kindness put me at ease, but the fact that he brought up my absence first thing made me uncomfortable. Thankfully, as I glanced around the table, I realized Paul, Nick, and Josh were nowhere to be found. Was there a meeting I didn't know about? All the better, then.
Thanks, Gerard. How's the search for Princess Pumpernickel?
Not good. Not good at all.
Alright!
Well, it's just a matter of time before I find her. She can't hide from me forever. Gerard beamed at me, and his optimism was infectious. My guard fell, and I slipped back into the steady, confusing conversation that generally floated around the Noroboots club table. If I had enough time, I'm sure I could make a huge breakthrough, but the librarian... John Chan interrupts temporarily there. The librarian is really getting on my case. And now Mr. Saitomo is withholding permission to use the theater stage, which I got from him ages ago. None of my actors take time off from class to prepare, which I get, but at this rate it's going to be a disaster. I slurped my noodles, eyebrows raised. I wasn't the only one with problems, it seemed. The rest of the boys were too caught in their own situations to have spared much of a thought for my well-being. Well, except for Gerard and... Things going well for you? It was an innocent question, but the quirk of his brow made me feel like he was getting at something else.
I'm trying to put it behind me, I think.
Oh, really? I mean... Oh. Really? That's weird phrasing, Abagoo. I glared at him and he smiled. Well, none that makes me happy, but, you know, I was kind of wondering whether at some point we could...
Hana!
Oh no! Hands grabbed my shoulders, I jumped, flinging them off of me.
Whoa!
Whoa, intense!
Hey.
Hey, PBG, soccer going good? Yeah. Anyway, Hana, I was hoping I could talk to you privately about something. Horror shot through my stomach and I bowed my head. There was nothing I could do. I had to accept my fate.
Sorry, PBG.
I feel sorry for Pabagoo too, Hana. Don't feel too bad. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I got up and followed Paul from the cafeteria, feeling eyes watching us all the way out the door. Playing curses like they did previously. In the fresh air, I let out a heavy sigh.
Thank God. I hate when people stare.
I thought you were used to it by now, what with your hair. I put a hand defensively in my bangs and Paul backtracked. Because it's pretty! I guess you being stared at is partly my fault, isn't it? What with the rumors and all. I said nothing. He was getting dangerously near addressing what happened the week before, and a sudden nausea overtaking me didn't make me feel inclined to speak. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about that, kind of. He clapped his hands together and pointed me square in the face. I have a plan.
A plan?
Yes, a plan. You see, you and I are going to pretend to date. He clapped his hands together again, then Jazz handed them out in a large circle. Wha-bam! My throat caught, but I tried very hard not to be upset.
Why on earth would I do that?
Was he making fun of me, or did he generally not understand what a completely terrible and insensitive idea that was? Well, the reason people are paying you so much attention is because we haven't answered the question whether we're dating. Or we have, but no means the same thing as no comment. We just answer a question properly and tell them we are dating, there's no way they'll keep following you around the way they're doing. The campaign will get a nice bit of publicity, and you'll be safe from the horde as our occasionally idiotic student body. He bowed gallantly and peered up at me through his bangs.
Right?
Sound good? I stared at him in a potent mix of shock and disgust. I would do that too, Hana. I mean, seriously, what? Paul, you're really pawing it up right now. I'm sorry. Just no.
This is what you call doing me a favor? This is how you protect your campaign manager from harm?
Yes? What's wrong? I let out a harsh laugh.
What's wrong? I can't believe this.
Hana.
Yeah. I stalked back to the cafeteria, Paul trailing me like a duckling following its mama.
Hana.
But Hana, that's not what I'm doing. You know that's not what I'm doing, right? I grabbed my bag and took my tray to throw it out.
Hana.
Hana.
Explaining nothing, I fled to cafeteria, heading I knew not where. As long as it was far, far away from Paul, I would be happy. My God. That was a horrifying end to the chapter. Man. Alright. Well, I think I'm gonna leave you off here, as we're beginning a chapter and we've gone for like, I don't know, about a half hour or something. So, if you liked it, be sure to hit that like button and comment and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will see y'all later. Bye-bye.